Hi guys, I'm Doggone, and behind me, snoring up a storm, is Jimmy Sue, my Labrador mix, who is, I think, 7 or 8 years old now. Jimmy Sue likes to provide background accompaniment, sort of like the drone of the old Scottish bagpipes. So, anyway, so Dog and Jimmy here. Today is Monday, October 29th, 2018 in the UBL, Utopia Baseball League. Just a few updates today, and I just wanted to cover a little bit of the off-season with you. We've got some new owners who have taken over. J.D. Smith, now GM of the Tijuana Cabrones. We'll get to the other owners as they pop up in the news. Let's see, maybe we got more news. Maybe we have news. We have no news. No news. I'm still ecstatic that Roman Ramos won the Cy Young or the Pat Morrison Award this year. That's awesome. Awesome. Big honor for Ramos. Let's take a look at let's see, transactions. Before we look at transactions, actually, let's take a look at off-season summary by team. In the off-season center, I apologize. I'm getting some update lag here. I am doing about 6 things at the same time. My old laptop wasn't that old, but I'm 2 years old, maybe 3 years old, maybe. Died, as laptops have a propensity for doing, and I placed it with a desktop computer that I'm much happier with. Cheapest desktop I could find at the time, and anyway, desktop computer with 8 gig of RAM is just fine for me, much faster than a laptop was. But I heard about the new Civ 5 update, Brave New World, the second big expansion coming to it after Gods and Kings. I enjoyed the heck out of Gods and Kings. In fact, I enjoyed the heck out of the vanilla Civ 5 once they got all the initial bugs worked out of it. I probably won't buy, I'm a cheap ass, I won't buy Brave New World anytime soon. But it kind of made me nostalgic, so I'm downloading Civ 5 from Steam onto my new computer. Also, Great Old Games. I've got a bunch of games, about a dozen games on Great Old Games that I have never downloaded onto this desktop, and I decided to do it today. So those 2 things going on, and a few other things going on in the background as well. So I might be a little bit slow here. So far, Al Walker looks like Madison and Raleigh have made bids for Al Walker. The Madison bid surprised me. Raleigh had mentioned that he had plenty of budget money for Walker. I tried to make a bid for Walker, and he tells me he needs 38 mil per year. No thanks, Big Al. 38 million. That wasn't too many years ago that would have bankrolled my entire payroll. 38 million. Nobody has put in a bid for Denny Hunt or Mike Barlow. Mike Barlow's kind of my sleeper this draft. I think I don't think he'll get 18 million, but somebody could get him for 9 million. I think it'd be a good deal. Jaime Durango, 36-year-old starting pitcher. Again, Madison and Raleigh are expressing a little interest. So that surprises me. Madison must have a budget to play with this year. Who else? Let's see. David Conley. I'm going to wait for his demand to keep dropping, and if it drops sufficiently, I'll put in a bid for him. Just about past that one. Starting pitcher Julio Gonzalez. Chesapeake has expressed interest. Starting pitcher Fando Robles. Charleston is interested. So, yeah, I kind of enjoy this little snooping on these guys. Luis Garcia, very old, but still looks to be darn good. Oklahoma has put in some kind of a bid for him. Another indicator that Oklahoma is in a sort of a win now mode. I wouldn't say he's going all in towards win now, but it's a good indicator. Okay. Now let's summary by team. We'll get to this stuff in a second. You see a lot of key through here. This is me mostly trying to manage future costs. It's lesson I learned very well during the lean years. Off-season summary by team. Again, I want to remind you, especially the noobs, don't freak out about the WAR gained, wins above replacement, gained and lost just yet. There may be only one player with genuine wins above replacement that's on the boards at this point, and that is Al Walker. 9.4 wins above replacement. A lot of speculation that he's worth maybe 6, maybe 7 wins above replacement, depending on how fast he drops off this year. But yeah, don't freak out about WAR. It means something, but it's a hindsight-focused metric. Just to remind you, I'm still in the market for a new logo. Parrot heads, eat pro. Yeah. Dang it. Damn it. Thought I had it this year. Oh, well. Also, you'll notice a lot of teams like Lancaster. Lancaster's at the top of the WAR gained because they lost a bunch of negative WAR. Rod Stewart. Maggie May is gone. So sometimes you dump an underperforming player or release an underperforming player, and it helps your team. Tim McKinney was a big surprise for the Slugger last year. I like this guy. Not enough to offer him a contract, but he's an overachiever. Nashville has cut loose a bunch of guys, including a couple of good ones. Mike Barlow and Todd Glass. I like both those guys. Can't afford either one of them. Have no room for them. What else? Probably all I want to go over at this point. Yeah, okay, so let's go check out major transactions. And the last time we were together was, I believe, oh man, did we already talk about, I think we talked about all these, the 1 year Tic Tacs, yeah, we did. These were just the 1 year automatic updates. Some guys I meant to release. I noticed Raleigh kept Ray Snell on board. Good. Raleigh likes him, a defensive catcher. Tomas Cano still with Raleigh. Good. Okay. Well, I guess the only action then was these three. I went ahead and signed Gonzi to a 4-year contract extension. Why did I do that? He was still on the minimum. As you can see, he has 2 years and 9 days of service. Starting next year, he'll be arbitration eligible at the end of this upcoming season, at the end of 2019. And I thought, why not just go ahead, reach out into the future and manage his future cost as best I could. And I think I got a good contract with Gonzo here. Here is what I signed him to. A 4-year extension for $7,080,000. And the way it's structured is, let me come back over here, Key West, and let me go straight to Gonzo's contract page. Here it is. His salary first season, $480,000. In other words, 2020, he'll be making the league minimum. Very proud of myself for that, actually. In year 2, he makes $2.2 million. Year 3, $2.2, and in year 4, team option of $2.2. So we've got him through 2019, 20, 21, 22, and 23 at what I think is a very reasonable salary for a guy who could be a closer for us if we need him to be a closer. And right now he's working setup. Great velocity, great ground ball percentage, great defense, 2 great pitches, curveball and sinker. So I wonder how they measure his velocity. Hypothetical fastball? Is it a sinker ball? I don't know. He worked 83 innings for us this year, 74 appearances. He was a workhorse for us. If you will recall, the guy we looked at the other day, 81 appearances. I'm trying to remember who that was. That was Madison's Brett Brown. Made 81 appearances to lead the league or lead the UBL in appearances. So for a pitcher. So anyway, Gonzo is very strong for us this year, and he's still improving. He'll got something. So I'm still a big believer in Gonzo. He was our first round pick back in 2015. Or was 2015. He was our 1-2 pick. Okay, so, and man, I love this. He signed for slot, and he is cheap. Cheap. Although his greed list is normal, I don't know how for this kind of contract. It's awesome. I'll take it. So, Gonzo. That's Gonzo. And let's come back here to major transactions. The other guy I signed an extension is Rodney Duncan. Let's take a look at Rodney Duncan. And Duncan fell off quite a bit. He was a manimal. He was 60 or 65 ratings pretty much across the board with a high avoid K. And he's had a couple of injuries. He was durable when he came to us. Had like an injury in the last week of the season 2016. Was injured in 2017. So dadgummit, he's back. He's down to a normal injury rating. And anyway, he's not what I had hoped we would have. But when he's healthy, he's great. And knock on wood, he'll stay healthy for us. Left-handed outfielder. He plays left field and right field great, and he can play center field as well. Great range, mediocre arm, and not so good with the errors, but really like him. And he has 2 years and 115 days, so he will be ARB eligible at the end of this year. And so I'll go ahead and look forward to his contract and buy it out. And I bought him out at $8 million for 4 years. He was the round 1 pick of the BC Brawlers in 2013, the great 2013 draft. So let me click over and I will pull up Rodney Duncan. I clicked on it. Did the game crash? Tell me it didn't crash. All right. Let me try it again. And here we are. Duncan will make the league minimum this year, and in each of the following 4 years, 2020, 2021, 22, and 23, he'll make $2 million. And the final year is a team option, $2 million times 20%, which would be $400,000. And as you can see here, his arbitration estimate for as of right now is $3.8 million. So, dang man, I love this. I couldn't believe he agreed to this, but he did. So he didn't ask a lot. When I asked him about extending, he didn't ask for a whole lot. So I undercut that significantly. I think he asked for 3.8 or something like that, and I just offered him 2 by 4, and he took it. So that if his ratings hold up and his bat holds up, he continues to be a good fielder. That's a win for us in Key West. It's a great contract for us. All right, I'm gonna jump back over to the other transaction of the day. Charleston signed catcher Ramon Garza to a 2-year contract extension of a total of $5.2 million. So let's check this out. I don't know too much about Garza. He hit .256, slugging .370 this year, 6 home runs. Let's see. Catcher arm. Catcher ability is great. He's great for the pitchers. Mediocre arm. Decent rating at catcher. 33. He's he's coming off of an $8 million salary, so he took a big salary cut, and that's good. That's good for Charleston. Glove Wizard in 2016 and 15. Let's see, a 1-year contract of 6.2 through ARB. 3-year extension, of about $7 million per year. So I guess Dave likes him. He's gotten the job done for him, and a 2-year extension of $5.2 million. I'll run over here to the game itself and check him out here in a second. Career zoning plus .7, efficiency, pass ball, runners thrown out percent 33%. Yeah, so pretty solid catcher. That's his batting, career batting, .254. So he was right on his career averages this year, just a tick down in OBP and slugging, but Also a negative VORP WAR player this year, but lifetime positive VORP WAR player. So I think Dave, I would imagine Dave did this to kind of settle down some, roster spot at catcher. And he did it for a pretty reasonable amount, 5.2 over 2 years. So let's go small on that. Let's go creep on that and see exactly how that contract is structured. I love this sacrificial lamb ship. I love it. Oh, by the way, Radford, thank you for. I think this was the first game Key West ever won in the postseason. Was the Sacrificial Landship series with Richmond, and I think those 2 games we won against Madison were the first 2 games we had won in the East League Championship Series. So even though things didn't turn in our favor, I think this was the first year we didn't get completely skunked in the postseason. So that's positive. Let's go check out Charleston. Man, I got to thinking about it, and Charleston would have been a great place for Al Walker. But as Dave said, he'd have the cash to put in to get more for him. All right, hold on. I'll go check out this catcher dude. Oh, Garza is down in AAA Country Walk. Okay. Interesting. So it's a pretty flat contract, 2.4, 2.8. 33 years old. Okay. No option years left. Alrighty. Well, that's pretty much the news from the UBL. I thought for sure more time had passed, but okay. Oh, that's right. OU said he wanted to get some of the new owners into place before free agency really began with a vengeance. So, yeah, I guess in summary, Dave sort of solidifies catcher position in Charleston, and Key West signs a couple of core pieces to 4-year extensions at extremely reasonable money, and I'm extremely happy with that. And is there anything else to speak of? News listing. I'll pause it here, and if there is something, I will come back. Wow, look at this. Single season record for K9. V-Mart, look at that. Almost unseated Pat Morrison for the best K9 in the UBL history. Woo! Keep this up, V-Mart. We're going to call it the V-Mart trophy instead of the Pat Morrison trophy. Another item of note, opening day of UBL free agency always comes with a list of sort of a top 10, but look who's not listed here. Mr. Albert Walker. Old Albert. Not in this list. Wonder why. Well, I guess that's about it. I guess one other thing I want to share with you guys who may not be familiar with it. If you go to the league homepage, go to top performances. This is always fun to look at the end of the season. In the box scores, you will see a score for you'll see player of the game at the bottom. Well, the player of the game is based on a score computed by the game engine. So there's a score for the batters and a score for the pitchers, and the player of the game is computed based on those scores. So I just wanted to point out a couple of things. The highest batting scores, a trio of 77s, all by 3 different Tijuana players, Mitchell Putz, Anibal Villegas, and Jorge Santos, against Las Vegas and Lancaster. But this is kind of fun to look through. Al Walker doesn't show up until he's number 12 on the list. Excuse me, I don't know if this apparently does not include postseason, but just regular season stuff. Down here at the bottom, you remember Ramos had a no-hitter against the Isotopes, a 92 game score. By the way, these kind of magnitude of game score in the 90s are very hard to achieve. Well, Augusto Hanero of Richmond bettered that game score with an 8.2. He came within one out of a complete game, one hitter against Charleston, in which he struck out 13 and walked 2. So there's all those the strikeouts that offset the hit and the one less out. But anyway, yeah, it's a fun place to go to. See a few other Key West guys: Francisco Guerrero, Carlos Gonzalez. Yeah, pretty cool. This kind of stuff is impressive. Juan Valentin of Winnipeg against BC. When your opponent is excellent, the the result is more impressive. So, all right. Well, anyway, just top game performances for batters and pitchers. You can check it any time of the season, but of course at the end of the season, it's a good way to look back. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. You guys have a good one. Bye.